Hello, hello, my rock stars. Welcome to a Rockstar graduation. Now, I am a few minutes early because I know that at the top of the hour, I want as many of you here with me as possible so we can get started. We have over 90 rock stars graduating tonight, and I am so excited. I'm so excited. This is our largest graduating class ever. Ooh, I'm getting a little misty-eyed. We better watch out, guys. So, guys, if you are here with me, go ahead and start saying hello in the comments. I am getting this up on my phone, so I will have a place where I can see you. This says there are already 30 of you with me. You guys are freaking rock stars. All right, let me get this. I want to make sure I get it pinned so that as you guys are hopping on to the page, it will be easy to find. I don't want any mysteries here tonight. So if you are here with me live, give me a big old hello. Jerry, Terry, Patricia, Brandy, Emmy, Karen, Lisa, woohoo! Graduates in the house. I am so excited. Guys, we haven't been live in a hot minute together. So pleased to report that while I do have a little drink here for a toast, my ankle is doing much better, so there will be no loopy Holly in here tonight. And this tonight is all about y'all. For those of you who are not familiar with Free Motion Quilting Academy, while we are letting, yes, I see that scrolling by, Joyce, wine and chocolate on deck. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So all of y'all, keep those hellos coming in as you guys are jumping on with me. If you are not familiar with Free Motion Quilting Academy, I know many of our rock stars who are graduating here tonight have invited friends and family. Rock stars, if you are here, take a moment while I'm doing this recap to hit that share button. Share this to your page. Tag your friends in the comments. Let's get your people here to celebrate you, because these rock stars tonight, guys, they have been working for at least 12 weeks. Many of our folks have actually been working longer. That's one of the beautiful things about taking a digital course is I offer lifetime access. So some of our rock stars who are with us tonight actually started in January, started last fall. They've been taking their time. Sometimes life gets in the way, but they have had their head down the whole time, making sure but steady progress, learning over 24 free motion quilting motifs, putting those into a big old sampler, making a beautiful whole cloth quilt of their own design. And tonight, we are going to celebrate all of that hard work and the accomplishments that they have achieved. So fear not, Carrie, I see you. I have my drink here to toast at the end, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to save my toast until we celebrate each and every one of you. So y'all keep those hellos coming. I'm going to wait just one more minute to let everyone get on here with us. Hit those hearts if you are excited. Show me how excited you are for this evening. Hit that share button. Invite your friends to come join us. And here in just a minute, I'm going to fire up our slide deck. We are going to talk about the qualities of a free motion quilting rock star. I am going to show you the work of each and every graduating rock star here tonight. These rock stars will be receiving their official graduation pin shortly. These will be going out in the next week or two to all of them. Guys, it's a big night. It's a big night. Grabbing ice cream. Yes, you'll toast with the empty bowl. Sherry, I approve of this. All right, give me just a second. I'm going to scroll up in these comments. I see these hearts. Woohoo! Want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Guys, I feel like you should know the sweet woman at Publix tonight was very confused about why I needed graduation balloons. And I was like, listen, it's important. I'm really going to need you to find me some. I love it. Look at all this. My dear Labrador Canada is in the house. I love it. I love it. Okay, here's a question. I want to know who is watching from the latest at night. Okay, it is 8 p.m. Eastern here. Do I have any of my European rock stars with me? Any of y'all staying up to celebrate graduation? I'm not sure if that will be true or not. So let me know who's maybe how late is it where you are? If it is after 8 o'clock, that's what I want to know. Good, Pookie. I'm glad Hubster is grabbing your glass of wine. He ought to be. All right, I'm not seeing any of my darling Europeans. How about my Aussies? Do we have any Aussies in the house? It's early in the morning for you guys. Early on Sunday. Let's see. We've got a 9. There's so many of you guys that is coming. Okay, so it's 9:30 for Colleen. Colleen, you might win. Sheila's got her cap and gown. Rebecca, You win. Ireland is in the house. It is 1 a.m. Queen, I am so glad you're here. Yes, Deb, you and I are on the same coast tonight. How thrilling. How thrilling, how thrilling. All right. Ireland in the house. Lisa, your mean girlfriend isn't here. At least she's not going to admit to being here. All right. I didn't see it in my Aussies, but if you are here, give a holler. There is a little bit of a delay on the comments on my phone, so bear with me as it may take me okay, there's Gabrielle. Hello, hello. Australia has arrived. Huzzah. All right. We are here. Guys, I'm going to get going. It's 8:03. Let's get this going. So there's a little bit of a delay in the comments on my phone, so forgive me. Oops, wrong way. Forgive me if it takes me a second. We're going to hope that my face is not too big. And y'all, welcome to Free Motion Quilting Academy graduation fall 2020 in the house. Let me introduce you to the qualities of a quilting rock star. First of all, the quilting rock star has a willingness to do the work to make progress on his or her quilting skills. These rock stars who are graduating tonight, they have been working. And y'all, I want to give like a special acknowledgement to the classes of 2020. This is our third class of 2020. And I just need to give you guys a little special shout out. You have had a special uphill in front of you this year, and you have tackled it. You have done the work, and you have given yourself grace when the practice is messy. And not only that, I want to give a special acknowledgement to the fact that the classes of 2020 have given me a special grace this year. Y'all, you know, we're on broken ankle number 2. We have had loss. We have had appendicitis. We have tackled all the things. And these rock stars have been gracious with themselves as they have had health issues, broken machines, personal loss, and more in their own lives. And they've extended it to the rock stars around them. Quilting rock stars take joy in celebrating accomplishments and finished projects. Celebrating finished projects is fun, but there's something about celebrating those accomplishments along the way that is really, really special as well. Being able to recognize making progress, that practice makes progress, and that progress is more important than perfection. Absolutely, absolutely crucial. And along the way, doing the same thing again for the rock stars around them, right? Encouraging others on their journey. You know, every single time we have a graduating class, I feel like there has been a special level of encouragement that happens in the Facebook group. And I think my favorite thing about the Free Motion Quilting Academy Facebook group is that bar of commitment to encouragement just keeps going up. And every time I think like we have peaked as a community, y'all raise that bar again. No, we got more grace. We got more joy. We got more encouragement. And it is a joy to behold. Finally, I think there's only 5 points. There's a delight in the quilting community and camaraderie. And I think this is what keeps driving that bar higher, is not only are we doing a class together, not only are we talking about a skill, but we're truly doing it in community, right? Friendships are built. Every single cohort, I feel like I get to know you guys, and I feel like you get to know me. And honestly, even more valuably than that, y'all get to know each other. Friendships are forged by walking this challenging road of quilting. And I think what every single person graduating here tonight, every single person who's graduated before you, and those who are in the class now working towards their own graduation can recognize that we're doing quilting, but we're doing a lot more than quilting in Free Motion Quilting Academy, right? Lisa already made reference to her mean girl, Felicia, right? We spend a lot of time talking about our inner critics and learning how to speak to ourselves in a way that is full of grace and encouragement. Learning how to say to that inner critical voice, like, no, ma'am, I understand that you are trying to keep me alive, but my life is not in danger. I'm learning a new thing, and I'm able to grow and evolve and develop new skills, and I'm going to do it right now. And I'm very capable of it. And learning about your own capability, learning about your own grit, right? And in many ways, quilting is a safe laboratory to do that. But my favorite part of Free Motion Quilting Academy is watching how that overflows into the rest of your lives, watching how that overflows and how you're engaging with each other, watching how that overflows far and beyond the beautiful art of free motion quilting. But as it is, free motion quilting is what we're here to celebrate tonight. So I'm going to scan down my comments real quick, and then I'm going to present to you the class of fall 2020. So let me just scroll up here. I want to make sure I am not missing any of these gorgeous, oh, you guys are so beautiful. And those of you who are here, who are on your journey, that tonight's not your graduation, your night is coming. Let tonight inspire you. Be full of joy and encouragement right now. It is coming. Oh, it is such a huge group, Deb. Such a huge group. Yes, yes, yes. And y'all, I honestly cannot imagine having done 2020 without you guys. I don't know if y'all feel that way. I'm going to guess that you will tell me in the comments right now, but I can't imagine having tackled 2020 without the Rockstars. Y'all are a blessing. You are a blessing to each other. You're a blessing to me. And I'm so thankful for each of you. So allow us to celebrate. Without further ado, I'm talking a mile a minute because we got a lot of Rockstars to get to. Allow me to present to you one by one the graduating class of fall 2020. First up, Miss Amy Sheridan. Please don't miss in her whole cloth here, there is a gorgeous fish hiding in this kelp. Right now, I'm going to do my very best as we're going through these gorgeous slides tonight to point out the imagery. I recognize sometimes on screens it's going to be difficult to see the lights and shadows the way we might in real life, but y'all, the artistry that's gone into these whole cloths. Now, Amy's a great example of the two projects you're going to be seeing from each of our graduates tonight. She is holding her fat quarter size whole cloth. This is the very last step of Free Motion Quilting Academy. The other quilt that you see here is her sampler. This is a quilt that was added to the graduation requirements for this cohort. They're the first cohort to complete the sampler. It is a big quilt. On the small size, they're like 72 by 80. Many of them are larger as sashings and borders have been added. And each of the motifs that we learn in Free Motion Quilting Academy is represented on that sampler. All right, so Mrs. Amy Sheridan. Anne Faulkner, look at this mandala in the center of her whole cloth. It is absolutely stunning. Impeccable stitching. I love the way that you incorporated all these together. And her sampler, of course, as well. Beautiful job, Anne. Anne Myers, huzzah! Again, we've got a center medallion, but instead of working out concentrically, Anne has created these gorgeous radiating waves of motifs. And I love, if you look, okay, you gotta look with me at her sampler. Y'all know I'm a sucker for navy, right? So make sure you don't miss her continuous curves on that navy square kind of in the center towards the top. Those in particular just make my heart smile. That contrasting thread on the navy. Oh, I love it. Anne Roberts, look at this gorgeous, oh, these flowers. I'm always gonna be leaning in, guys. So as you know, I'm pulling these up. I'm leaning in because I want to make sure that I can see everything. We're getting to see Free Motion Quilting stitching just up close. It's so beautiful. I love her flowers, the mountains. Is this your kitty in here too, Anne? What a beautiful picture of you, babe. You were such a rock star. And of course, her sampler, we can see that texture. It looks so good. And Anne Smith, I like the repping of the Anns here, by the way. This gorgeous tree surrounded by feathers and ribbon candy, and her sampler. Well done, Anne. Absolutely stunning. I love how your wood grain turned out here, by the way. By the way, please note the use of negative space that Anne has, that she left some areas around that tree unquilted. It looks so crisp and good. I love it. Well done. Asta, your bird is stunning. I love her use of color. These feathers framing this beautiful scene. Oh, it is so beautiful. I think this might be the most thread variation we've seen so far. We're going to see a lot more. It's so gorgeous. And the teeny tiny quilting in those feathers. Oh, well done. Well done. Bethany. Now, I need to give a special holler to Bethany. I'm going to be embarrassed if I get this wrong, but Bethany's got a little one at home, like a little one. So mad props, not only tackling a challenging course, not only doing so in 2020, but doing so with a new kiddo. That is not an easy task. So congratulations. This is beautiful work. Again, notice the use of different thread colors. Love it, love it, love it. Brandy, congratulations. Look, oh, your McTavishing. It's so good, so good. Look at this McTavishing coming out. We've got different fills. Stunning work. I love your use of different thread colors on your sampler. Oh, so good. Yes, yes, yes. Candace. Oh, this is fabulous. So let's start with Candace's whole cloth. Stunning use of feathers. Absolutely beautiful. I love the classicness of the white whole cloth. But y'all also look at her sampler because you can see the stitching so well here in this photo. And you can see the variety of motifs that each of these rock stars has been taking on. Y'all, it's not a small task. It's not a small task. These guys have tackled it. Carol, absolutely stunning. She told me that the name of this whole cloth is Quarantine Garden. Please do not miss the mask on the sun. That little Easter egg is just such gold. I love it. And many of you guys will remember I had my first really large garden this year as part of quarantining. So I connect to this a lot, Carol. Beautiful sampler. Love your fabric choices on that. Stunning, stunning, stunning. Oh, I can tell that I'm like going too fast and there's a huge delay on my comments. So I'm going to pause a moment and drink some water. Let me just jump here real quick. Yes, Asta! Oh my goodness, I'm glad you didn't miss it. Yay! All right. Next up, Carrie Iverson. Congratulations, Carrie. Carrie's been part of the Quilting Rockstars for a minute, and she jumped into the Academy this year, and I was so delighted. I love the way that you use these circles. Just absolutely incredible. Your fill, creating petals with feathers. Stunning, 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 stunning. Well done, Carrie. Kathy, look at that grin, guys. And look at these sweet girls. Kathy, are these your daughters, granddaughters, nieces, neighbor friends, random children who were playing at the park? I'm going to guess that these are some special little girls holding up this sampler, and I love it. And I love the home here that is in your whole cloth with that Christmas tree to the side. Absolutely stunning. Y'all, I have to be honest. I'm real partial to these photos where you're actually holding your quilt because it is so beautiful to see your smiling faces. Kathy, amazing work here. I've loved the holiday themes this year. I feel like I saw a few more of them in the whole cloth this year than I had previously, and it's been so fun. So Kathy and her whole cloth here, we have got a snow-covered house, the Christmas tree with the star, a snowman. Don't miss this like twinkle light snow that's coming down and the walkway. And Kathy, I don't know if you meant for this to be a poinsettia, but it just looks like one. Love it. Love it. Again, very classic with the red and white for her sampler. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work. Love it. Charlotte, huzzah. Now, please don't miss. You got to turn. I should have made sure this photo was rotated, but don't miss. Charlotte put Rockstar in big, bold letters in the center of this whole cloth, and it is stunning. And you can see, I love the relief here that you can see so many of our fill motifs in that background, and her sampler as well. Stunning. Charlotte, I love that you made your sampler longer and narrower. I'm super curious to know if it has a special job that you wanted it to be longer and narrower, because it looks like it is ready for a particular place. Like you've got a spot picked out for this baby. Looks absolutely amazing. Well done. Right, Pookie? I'm so inspired by all of the holiday themes as well. Magnificent. Charlotte, this Rockstar, so good. Guys, don't miss that tight meander on those letters. That's a cool font. So well done. Cheryl, I love the classic cream here, showing off feathers and wood grain and swirls and McTavishing. The texture is just absolutely impeccable. I love your use of shapes to create this star block with your whole cloth, and then your gorgeous sampler as well. Beautiful, beautiful work, Cheryl. Christina, I love it. That smile, the smile. Now, guys, you should know I had a hard choice to make when choosing a photo for this slideshow, because Christina has this magnificent smile in this one, but in the other photo she sent me, you could see her pupper, and you could just barely see his little head right down by her leg, and that was very cute too. But Christina, I decided you should be smiling. Beautiful whole cloth. I love the way, again, that you decided to create a block with your quilting. I think that looks so cool, and well done tackling that big old sampler. Guys, y'all deserve like extra mad props for the sampler. It is not a small task, and you rose to the occasion beautifully. I remember so clearly 12 weeks ago the feeling of like, this is a really big project. And I just remember as y'all started to finish them and post pictures in the Facebook group, and I just kept showing John, like, you got to look. And he's like, what? I'm like, these samplers. I'm like, they did it. It's such a big project and y'all did it. Chris, I love this so much, guys. The level of detail on this with getting this Seahawks logo to be the Seahawks logo is phenomenal. So Chris, well done. I love the design element of including all of the team numbers as well. There's script in here, like lettering in here. And then of course her gorgeous sampler you can see in the background. I had to make sure we could see your smiling face, Chris. So a little bit of the sampler got hidden, but magnificent work. Absolutely well done. And if I'm reading this correctly, it looks like she made use, yes, she did. She made use of a loopy meander in order to create spots to put all the numbers. Just so good. Mary, right? Mary says, everyone's is amazing. Nancy says, these are so impressive. I agree. I just have like a week-long freak out every year when you guys are submitting these pictures because y'all blow me away. I hope y'all, listen to me, if you are graduating tonight, I hope you are as blown away by yourself as I am by you. Because wow. Colleen, I love that, guys. This is a special kind of courage. This is a special kind of courage here to be using such a high contrast thread on this white quilt, and she pulled it off. It is magnificent. That dragonfly in the middle, just mwah, love it. And great choice of binding. I know that's not the free motion quilting, but like great choice of binding to pull that together. Well done. I love it so much. Using those continuous curved flowers like little lily pads, and her sampler, again, bold use of contrasting thread, and I am 100% here for it. Well done, Rockstar. Cynthia, look at that smile. Can you see it? Oh, it makes me so happy. What magnificent work. Don't miss this cabin in the woods, this beautiful tree she created, the pebbles in the sun. I love it so much. Absolutely magnificent work, Cynthia. Her big old sampler as well. Well done. And Cynthia, I'm just sitting here looking at this and I see a butterfly. You used so many motifs in your whole cloth. Brilliant work. Absolutely brilliant. Debbie, guys, look at this. Like, don't you wish you had a whole cloth that gorgeous to hang in your house for Christmas? So good. So good. And I want to point out how Debbie very strategically shifted her thread color from the tree to the area around the tree. It looks so great. You still get lots and lots of texture. This is a great example of how a piece can be very densely quilted all over, and yet you can see each area clearly. Each motif creates its own pattern, but even that one thread change, just to make sure that the area around the tree kind of visually sunk back, like magnificent decision, like beautiful. Also, Debbie, I really like the way you varied your pebbles in this border. That creates a really cool look. I like it a lot. Stunning. Big old beautiful sampler. That looks ready for like the couch at a beach house, you know? Like we're just gonna curl and be like, look at all this cool stuff I did while I relax here on the couch at the beach. Like, so cool. Diane, it's beautiful. Look at this big old sunflower. And I love this swirl. Is this a boat, my dear? Might be a butterfly. I'm leaning in so I can see too. So many different fills in there. Stunning work. I love the way you filled in the center of this sunflower. Your beautiful sampler. Magnificent. Is this, and it looks like we may have a little pet shadow on the sampler, and that's always the best right there. Beautiful work, Diane. I love your choice to use 2 different thread colors. I think that really adds, actually it may be 3. I think I see white as well. So 3 thread changes. Magnificent. Beautiful job, Diane. Arlene, look at you go. I love it. Again, we've got lots of fills represented. This is a cactus. Oh, heavens. This should have been rotated as well. So turn your head to the right with me. We've got a stunning cactus here with a flower growing at the top and the cacti around. Arlene, this makes me want to head out to Arizona. And I love the colors that you chose for your sampler because I feel like that fits so well with that Arizona landscape. Just makes me ready to go to the desert. Beautiful, stunning work, Arlene. Emily, congratulations. Look at this. Again, we've got that kind of radiating whole cloth, like a medallion in the center, creating motifs around, thread color changes, different fills, feathers. Emily, you're rocking it. I love the two choices for the whole cloth. So we've got one side where you did the checkerboard and we can see your solid back as well. Magnificent work. Love, love, love. Aren't these great? Aren't these great, you guys? Okay, so guys, Emmy, look at this little pupperoonie. Emmy, I'm hoping this is your puppy because I think that's just the cutest thing in the whole world, with his fills behind him, all your texture on your sampler. And y'all, do me a favor, hit the heart. Hit the heart right now as you're watching on Facebook, because we just need to pause and have a little extra celebratory moment for our rock stars thus far. So great. Emmy, I also want to just like recognize what a fabulous job you did on creating his eyes. I feel like it is really hard to create like eyes and nose and dimension, especially you did such a simple like line for him, but then filled in. Really well done, Emmy. Really, really well done. I know, right? Look at all these hearts. I just went to boop the snoot. Boop. Estrella, this gorgeous tree going up. Y'all, the use of thread colors that you guys are pulling out, I absolutely love it. And I love here, notice how she's got a tree with swirled branches on this background with lots of swirls in it, but notice the distinction. Thread color is making a distinction here. We've got different sizes making a distinction. She's added some kind of feather fronds around these tree branches. Stunning. I just love the dimension. It just looks like the wind is coming across. Phenomenal, phenomenal job. Gabrielle. Girl. I don't know where to start. I'm going to be honest. Y'all, if you're unfamiliar and do not immediately recognize and feel your jaw hit the floor, this is Hogwarts. Y'all know I love Harry Potter. And here's the thing, Gabrielle, not only did you magnificently capture Hogwarts, you put so many Easter eggs in this. I feel like you should know my VA Audrey was helping me put together this slide deck, and I got this text from her in like all capital letters, and she was like, "Can we please talk about Hogwarts?" I was like, yes. So we've got the Whomping Willow down here on the bottom left. If you look over on the right, you will see the doe of Lily / Snape's Patronus with always. We've got the parapets of the tower, the H for Hogwarts up in one of the towers, this swirling night with stars. Magnificent. And I love the texture on your sampler too. Beautiful work, Gabrielle. Jerry, I love it. Look at that smile. Look at all your decor. I love the fall trees. Fall themes were another heavy theme. So kind of the fall holidays heading into the winter holidays. Beautiful use of thread change. Again, I like the choice of the tan kind of base fabric for your whole cloth and then adding the layers on top of that. It feels so festive. I hope you put a little sleeve on the back of this. It would look really perfect hanging on your front door next fall. You know, just a little hint. And look at all that texture hanging out on her sampler quilt over in that other photo as well. Brilliantly done, Jerry. Congratulations. Oh, Jennifer, I'm glad to see you're here, by the way, because there's one that you're going to freak out about, by the way. Jacqueline, absolutely magnificent. Look at this beautiful use of these gentle curves. Jacqueline, I don't know if you used a ruler. If you're here, tell us. Did you use a ruler or did you use your walking foot to create these curves? Because you did a fabulous job. I love the way you filled them with feathers, added in some of the ginkgo leaves. And even, guys, notice, right, we've got like the sophistication of the feather, but notice too the lovely elegance of the meander in the center and these switchbacks down the sides. Putting those really complex motifs next to more simple ones creates a beautiful visual contrast. This is super well filled in. And again, looking at that thread color, choosing to have contrast, it worked so well. Love the way it makes your shapes pop. Absolutely fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Jacqueline, your turkey and tree. I love it. And that smile again. You guys know this. Partial to the smiling photos. I really love the use of color in your turkey for all of his feathers and a super creative use of those square spirals to create his little legs. We've got little shapes for the pumpkins and the ginkgo leaves in the tree. Oh, love it. So, so, so good. Well done, Jacqueline. Looking at her sampler as well, she's done a magnificent job on her motifs. You can really see the texture showing up on some of those darker shades. I think it's super creative how she created those blocks in the center for just a little bit of extra pizzazz. I feel like the pizzazz factor this graduating cohort is just, y'all have pizzazzed, and I love it. Jane, again, we've got feathers and sky making these gorgeous flowers. I love it. Magnificent use of those feathers of the ginkgo shape of swirls. Notice how she's used the swirls to actually create the turf of these hills behind her flowers. And again, using those switchbacks, a relatively simple motif, but in contrast with other more complex motifs. I love the texture that it makes. I love the way that that comes together. And again, that texture popping on your sampler. Well done, Jane. Absolutely magnificent. Jane, again, look at this gorgeous Christmas tree with snow. I love the kind of wood grain McTavish combo that you use here to create your Christmas tree. Again, being bold with our thread choices, lots of contrast, and that twinkling effect of those swirl chains coming down behind alongside a beautifully executed sampler. Jane, well done. Love both of these. And these both look very winter ready. So you're going to have fresh decor heading into the winter months that you quilted yourself. And it looks so stunning. Yeah, one of my favorite things as I'm going through is coming down and seeing all of the compliments you're paying each other. You know, we talked about those qualities of a rock star, and even now that is on display. In the comments of this video, you guys are cheering for each other and celebrating each other. Absolutely wonderful. Jan, beautiful work. We've got another cactus. I love the desert representation this time. I don't know that we have had cacti before. If you're a former graduate and you did a cactus and I'm not remembering, drop it in the comments and fuss at me. But I'm not remembering cacti before. And I love that we had at least two. We'll see if there's more that I'm not remembering. Two whole cloths featuring these samplers. I love the way that you really let the green pop and then used more coordinating with your fabric thread for your other background areas. Great choice of motifs, creating different densities for those hills, and that bright pop-in sampler over on the side. Well done, Jan. Janice, again with the desert feel, and I love it so much. This flower with popping thread colors, such a magnificent showing of your mastery of these motifs, putting them together in such a creative way, seeing the texture over on that sampler. Great color choices. Again, you guys have great taste in color, just like well done, you guys. And I love seeing that texture pop. Big project, beautiful execution. Again, these are going to look so fantastic in your home. Congratulations. I'm absolutely thrilled. Jeannie, these are beautiful. Now, this is another underwater scene. We had one at the very beginning, and here's another. You can see the fish up at the top, and we've got some plants and some corals. Jeannie told me a story, and Jeannie, I believe this was you, and the email she sent me with this about snorkeling and seeing brain corals and the coral reefs. Just beautiful job. I love the way that you've rendered this, the different choices of texture. Well done. And again, being bold with that dark thread on your sampler. I am so here for it. It paid off. It looks incredible. Incredible work, Jeannie. Well done. Congratulations. And Jeannie, oh, your lighthouse. We had a couple of lighthouse quilts this time. And I love how you chose to execute this. Again, using multiple thread colors. We've got lots of different layers going on inside of this whole cloth, creating and just the use of negative space to make the stripes on that lighthouse pop, to make those boats pop, to create the kind of underwater world with those nautilus swirls. Well done. This is beautiful. Love the gradient of colors on your sampler. That's such a creative way to do that from dark to light. Great texture. Beautiful, beautiful work. Joyce, your smile, Joyce. I squealed so loudly when I opened your photo because your grin says it all. I love it. This beautiful birdhouse hanging from a tree that she has quilted here. I don't know if you guys have ever read the book Brother Builders, but my boys are completely in love with it right now. It's about these two brothers. They're twins in the book. Mine are not twins, but you get the idea. And they set out to build a doghouse. They end up not getting the measurements quite right, and they build this very, very fancy birdhouse. And Joyce, when I saw your quilt, I was like, oh my gosh, it's the Brother Builder birdhouse, and it's beautiful. Again, love this gradation of color that you've chosen for your sampler, those bright poppin' threads, creative placements of how you did feathers and shapes, among other things, and I love it. Well done, Karen. Karen, so well done. I love the execution on this classic white, but really letting the textures of the bird shine. And I love his little eye that you've got there in the middle. And girl, do you have like every single motif on this? It looks so beautiful. And you've got so many different motifs incorporated in. Well done. Love that smile. Always, always. And again, choosing subtle colors for her sampler, but letting that texture shine. Brilliant work, Karen. Love it, love it, love it. I know, Rebecca. Aren't you glad you're staying up? I love it. Karen, beautiful. These beautiful smiles. Oh, it's upside down, Karen. So this is, all right, they're floating right now. We're going to pretend they're floating, but you got to turn it upside down in your brain and see Karen's beautiful garland. So she's created this gorgeous evergreen garland with these ornaments dripping down. I love it so much. You can see it the way she's holding it. I love the density of the quilting of this gorgeous evergreen branch. And then those ornaments coming down, just magnificent. Love the way that you added a few little piece elements into your sampler as well. Got that texture just shining in the light. Beautiful, beautiful work, Karen. I love it so much. Karen, I love your use of light thread on dark fabric, creating this stunning house, magnificent scenery behind this pond in front. Guys, don't miss this pond, right? She's got all these pebbles, and I love the use of negative space where she's created a pond and done a great job with the larger pebbles in front, the smaller pebbles in back, so it really looks like it's sitting down in. And then she's got those little plants that are curling up from the bank. Just, oh, it's so good, Karen. I love your bright yellow sample. I can see your texture shining. Magnificent work. Kathy, this is our other lighthouse. And oh my gosh, you guys, I love the way that you incorporated, I would not get the pronunciation right. I should have had you type out for me how to pronounce this, but the name of your town, and that you made the lighthouse. Is it Algoma or is it Igoma? Kathy, are you here in the comments, babe? I don't know if you're here in the comments, but correct me with whichever it is. But incorporating the lighthouse into spelling the name of your town, multiple thread changes, the way that you changed the water and pebble background as you went through the, like, where do you guys get this genius? Like, where did you guys come up with that? And this is, y'all, this is the magic. This is the magic of the whole cloth project, right? Like, so I added the sampler project this time, and it's a big old project. The purpose of the sampler project is to encourage, force y'all to tackle these motifs on a real quilt, right? On a quilt of impressive proportions. So when you finish this class, you can't say, oh, but I don't know how to do it on a real quilt, right? Because you've done it on a very large real quilt, right? And you've done all the motifs, so you know how to do them all on a real quilt because you've done them all on a real quilt. But the magic of the whole cloth, it's much smaller, right? But the magic of it is that it is designed by you, right? And I know that that is not an easy assignment for many of us. But I love seeing the way that you decide to translate these motifs that you've learned in the abstract and put them into something that tells a very special part of your story. Because what many of you have probably realized, if you haven't, I'm going to point it out, is each of these whole cloths that we're seeing, we're getting to see a little snippet of that Rockstar story, what they're choosing to share with us through their whole cloth. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Kathy, I saw a unicorn balloon tonight, and I thought of your whole cloth because this is so well done. Again, I love your choice of different thread colors, choosing to emphasize certain areas with much darker thread and that dense quilting, matching it to the binding, then keeping this classic kind of white on white look for your background. Stunning work. Love all the texture on your sampler. Love those couple of strategically pieced blocks. I think they look super cool. Well done. Absolutely magnificent. Kathy, what? Where do you guys get this? The Zephyr. Is this not just magical? Don't you just want to go for a sail? I don't even know how to sail, but I want to go for a sail. Using this thread painting technique in the center, you can tell she's using motifs, but using them very densely in a way that's quickly become very thread painty, those thread painted letters as well, and then incorporating looser, more what we think of as typically free motion quilting motifs, right, in the background. So the differences of density here, the differences of thread color. Well done, Kathy. And you can see, as I mentioned, some of these whole cloths, these Rockstars added sashing, added borders, or these samplers, making them even bigger. And Kathy did just that. Magnificent job on that. Wow, wow, wow. Jerry says, I enjoyed doing the sampler so I could handle a full-size quilt. Great idea. So, Jerry, I'm taking zero credit for it. I think that was a Lori Edwards. Are you here? I think that was a strongly Lori influenced idea. And she incorporated some ideas of her own into making one kind of her own design and under her own steam. And I stole her idea and incorporated it into the class because it's brilliant. I agree, but it's not brilliant from me. It's brilliant from Lori. Bev says unicorns and purple go together. I agree. I love this. These are amazing. Okay. I want to go sit and have a pina colada on this beach. I don't even drink pina coladas, but I want to have one on this beach because this just looks magical. Again, brilliant use of thread color. Love the use of these ginkgo leaves to create big old flowers. The reflection of the setting sun. Perfect touch to bring that color in. And I love the kind of bluey nature of this fabric you've chosen and then adding these bright, warm colors on top. Well done. Over on her whole cloth, you can see that Kay has chosen, or on her sampler, Kay has chosen to use different thread colors over there as well. Magnificent work. Love seeing all that texture. Well done, Rockstar. Kayla, look at that grin, and you turned it into a reading pillow, and it just makes it so perfect. I love it. Right, I'm just like heading up into the higher octaves here. Kayla, this is beautiful. I love your choice to turn it into a pillow. I think it's absolutely perfect. Guys, look at the attention to detail here. We've got all the things you need for a good time reading, right? We've got her tablet. I see a little house plant. Is this a window? Is this your view, like when you're reading? That's what I'm guessing, as this is like a little bit of your view. And the use of those feathers in the background. This is just great texture. Magnificent job. Brilliantly done. Love the texture and the color choices on your sampler. Love, love, love. Well done, Rockstar. Kim, beautiful work. Look at this winter theme coming back in. We've got trees. We've got snowmen. We have snow. I love the way that you made different trees. I think that's absolutely brilliant. I love your use of negative space of the snowmen, the details, even adding the scarf. You can just see the wind whipping. Like you can just see it. Brilliantly done, Kim. Love this sampler. Love the colors. I love seeing your stitches on there. And I love the stripy binding that you chose to bring it all together. Absolutely fabulous. Pina colada all the way. Jeannie, somehow I knew you would be team pina colada for that. You know, I just looked at it and was like, Kim, I love this. Look at all this gorgeous work. You can see her flower in the middle. We've got a ring of pebbles, these beautiful radiating sections of different fill designs, and this wishbone border. Y'all, I'm a sucker for a good wishbone border. I love it. And you can see even behind her there is her sampler, and then you can see the sampler again over on the side. Beautifully done, Kim. Love this smiling photo of you. What great work. Well done. Kim, another snow in front of your tree. It's so perfect. Look at all these colors, guys. Like, can we just take a moment? Kim, how many thread breaks did you have in this? This is great. Those dense square spirals in the hat, these trees. I love the way that you've made this pop. It is not a small thing to make colors like this pop just from stitching on the background. You guys have done a really good job of layering up your thread, really letting this shine. Again, you're going to have a beautiful piece to hang in your home for the holidays, and I love that. Love your choices of color. Love the texture you've created on your sampler. Wonderful, wonderful work, Rockstar. Laura, note the Rockstar that is happening in the center. Ooh, as I'm like, I love this so much. I love the grid work. I love the lettering. I love the Hamilton-esque element here and that smile where you're like, yes, I am. Yes, I am a rock star. Fan-freaking-tastic. And y'all, please don't miss on Laura's sampler that she definitely has some transparency going on here with the way she like mixed in these colors. So good. So cool. And are these the same pink? Did you use the same pink for your whole cloth and your sampler so that they can just go together and look perfect? Is that basically the plan? Because, so brilliant. So, so brilliant. Love it. I saw this and was just like, yes, ma'am, rock star. Laura, look at that. I love the grins, guys. I love the way you smile when you hold your projects. The details on this pumpkin, the thoughtfulness of this. Here's this like very cheery, very textured pumpkin sitting in front of this like very Halloween-esque looking background, right? Love it so much, Laura. I love your choice to use these kind of swirling branches against a modified switchback sky, and then just filling in with that meander, matching thread so that the pumpkin gets to just jump right out. Brilliantly done. Love the rich colors of your sampler. Again, that texture, you just can't beat it. Guys, it's just such a big deal. It is just such a big deal that you guys have completed these samplers. They are not a small thing by any stretch of the imagination. Laura, this tree and the presents under the tree and the tree skirt under the tree. Laura, so well done. Love it. Again, your grin says it all, honestly. Like, what more can I possibly add to that? Please don't miss the garland she has going down this tree. Please don't miss. Here's something that I'm impressed with, Laura. And this may sound a little silly, but I'm very impressed that you could free motion quilt a Christmas tree that not only looks like thoroughly tree-like with these edges, right? But it is standing up straight in its tree stand. I can barely get a real tree to stand up straight in a tree stand, but to quilt one, that's like very impressive to me that it didn't end up kind of like at the end, right? So brilliantly done. The amount of detail here, creating ornaments, creating garland, creating branches, presents, skirt, a whole background world happening. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Well done. Don't miss this sampler. Don't miss all her color choices and all her texture. So good. Linda, I love the textures on your pumpkin. Look at these feathers, guys. Can we take a moment and look at these? Now, is this a pumpkin or is it an apple, Linda? Because it could go either way. I'm airing pumpkin because I'm biased because it was fall, but also because you've created sections. But do clarify for me, but these leaves. Can we look at these feathers she created? Like, you can see how it curves. Like, what? I love that she's got different meanders happening in the background. So we've got a little bit of variation of texture, creating some segments behind. And again, love me a wishbone border. Love those continuous curved flowers in the corner. And guys, the texture on the sampler. Ooh, so I just want to pet it. So good. Linda, I love another barn, kind of on the farm scene here. You can see the barn kind of in the distance, and we've got a tree, and we've got plants growing up with the sky above. So fabulous. I love the use of different motifs for different textures, right? We've got this kind of peacock plume coming up next to the barn, and it looks like this big old sunflower, right? And we've got this tree that's growing with branches and flowers coming up. Absolutely fabulous. I love your choice of textures to create this scene. So stunning. Speaking of texture, don't miss this sampler. Love the blue and orange combo, one of my personal favorites. Just absolutely magnificent work, Linda. Well done, Rockstar. Lisa, I hope that you have given Felicia the boot. Now, if you are here and your name is Felicia and you are concerned, please do not be offended. Lisa's inner critic, her mean girl, happens to also be named Felicia, and her inner critic gave her quite a bit of trouble in this class. But Lisa, I would like to point out that she was wrong. You did it. You did it, Rockstar. Look at these gorgeous houses. Look at this kite. You are soaring high like that kite, queen. Love your use of color. Love the gradient you've created in your sampler. Love the way that you've incorporated those same colors into your whole cloth. Such a good job, girl. So good. Magnificent. Lisa, I love this. Y'all, I love the way that Lisa illustrated here. This gorgeous tree, and then we've got this kind of waltz of the butterflies happening next to the tree. But look at, there's like a whole ecosystem happening in this tree that Lisa created. So I could just stare at it for the longest time. There's so many different motifs happening. I love the texture. You can just picture it because you can see in orange her butterfly and bee that is kind of buzzing around this. And you can just imagine. You can just imagine seeing this and hearing the sound of wings, the buzz of a bee, and this magnificent, just like mother oak kind of space here. So beautiful. I love the boldness of this green and orange thread. So good. Love that smile. Love your sampler, all the different textures. Again, a bold move, adding sashing and a border, making this even bigger, but you did it. Way to go, Rockstar. Wow, wow, wow. Lorelai, Lorelai, yours was another picture where I saw your smile and just squealed. This gorgeous winter home. You can just see the snow piled on the roof, snowy mountains in the background, drifts in the front. And you just can't wait. This little art store, you just can't wait to throw it up, and you know there's a fire inside, right? Like you know that there's going to be a big old stone fireplace and like big old mugs of cocoa and like maybe a very like J.R.R. Tolkien dwarf, right? It just perfectly cozy. I love it so much. Love, love, love your sampler. I love the way that you photograph this. It's such a sharp angle so we can really see all that texture. Brilliant job, Lorelai. Brilliant, brilliant job. Louise, I love this. Now, Louise told me, so Louise lives in Texas, and she was telling me about the local celebrations of Day of the Dead. And so she wanted to commemorate this part of her local culture with this candy skull. And this I know is a first. And she did such a great job. I love the way you use the color. So if you're not familiar, these candy skulls are traditionally very brightly colored, lots of like floral and organic designs going on. And Louise, you captured this so perfectly. Well done, Rockstar. I love your sampler. Love the checkerboard pattern. Love the checkerboard border on top of that. That's such a cool thought to do. I love the way that you executed both of these. Brilliant job, Rockstar. Manon! Bonjour, Manon! And very good job. I love this imagine. And I think that's such a great word for everything that has happened. Just imagine the possibility. Imagine going on this 12-week journey and imagine creating beautiful work like this. And Manon, you imagined it and then you did it. I love your use of feathers, these big old flowers happening around just in all capitals with an exclamation point. Oh, so good. I love the orange. You know I love orange. Over here on our sampler, again, we can see all of these motifs that she's working so hard on. Brilliant, brilliant work, Manon. Great job. Marie, your flower. I love it. And you have snow. There were several of you that I saw your picture. I'm like, oh my gosh, like you for real have snow already. But I love the different textures that you created. I love your use of this denser quilting in the center of your sunflower and slightly looser quilting in those petals. Brilliant job. Awesome job getting this photo of your sampler here. Look at the texture. Look at that texture. So, so good. Brilliant job, Marie. Congratulations, Rockstar. Marlene, I love this. Again, remember, I told you the way that these rock stars are using their whole cloth to tell part of their story and what's significant to them. And Marlene, I'm so, so excited the way that you incorporated Shalom into this work. And it so looks like a piece of peace. And is this the tree of life in the background as well? I'm noticing these branches coming up Marlene, this is stunning. Absolutely gorgeous work. Well done on using different colors of thread as well to emphasize different pieces of your work. And are they ribbon candy or, hold on. It's going to come back to me. In your star here, your fill, just absolutely gorgeous. Wishbones. I can't tell if they're ribbon candy or wishbones, but so delicate, so tiny. Brilliantly done. Love your sampler. Well done, Rockstar. Marlene, these ornaments, we had a couple of different ornament ones this time around. And I love these. I love the shape that you chose. I love that you have this repeating shape that you used on your whole cloth, and then you chose to fill it different ways. Absolutely gorgeously done. Love the way that you then filled in with that meander and then the feather. Love the boldness of your sampler. Magnificent, Rockstar. Mary, your tree and your smile and your brightly colored sampler. I love it so much. Again, look at this magnificent use of negative space that Mary has here. That she's got this dense wood grain creating this gorgeous tree shape, and then using different fills in the background and creating the openness of this kind of cloudy, airy sky by simply leaving it unquilted. Great design choice. Love the feather border. Love me a good feather border. I love how often you guys put feather borders on your whole cloth because I just think it looks super great. Mary, I love especially this upper right hand, that dark blue where I can really see those stitches. You know I'm a sucker for it. Well done on both of these, Mary. Your work is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Congratulations, Rockstar. Michaela, your mermaid. I love it. So don't miss this. We've got sky above with the sun shining. Down in the water, we have kelp. We have the idea of fish here and this stunning mermaid floating, enjoying her beautiful sunny day. We have shells and pebbles and sand. Michaela, I love this. I love your choice of different colors of thread as well, incorporating different shapes of feathers, different types of swirls. And I love getting to see both the front and the back of your sampler so that we can see all of those stitches really shining on the back as well. Brilliant, brilliant work. Love it, Michaela. Nancy, this gorgeous Christmas angel. This gorgeous Christmas angel. I love it. Again, loving these holiday themes that we're seeing this year. This dark blue thread on a white background. Again, a bold choice, and you executed it brilliantly. Well done. This blending of the lines between free motion quilting and thread painting, I think it's magnificent. And I love your sampler. I love your choice to create this gray and turquoise checkerboard. It just looks so cozy and couch ready and with all those gorgeous textures. Well done, Rockstar. Well done. Nancy, you're smart. I love for each of you who had the ability to share a picture of you holding your whole cloth that like, I made this. Your work is stunning. I can see your owl here. It's sitting in a tree. Don't miss these big old owl eyes. And we've got the swirls behind and the layers of feathers. And don't miss this wood grain over here on the side forming this tree. Lovely. Those feathers along the bottom. So good. I love the gradient of this fabric that you chose. That looks so wonderful. Brilliantly done on your sampler. We can see all those textures and shapes that you made. Absolutely fabulous work, Nancy. Nancy, I love it. Another Rockstar sign hanging out here with a big old star in the sky, showing off feathers and swirls and all manner of gorgeous fill designs. Nancy, you did a brilliant job. Love your smile. Love the joy of this post. Love your blues on blues on blues sampler with all the different textures. Such a good job. Brilliantly done, Rockstar. Aren't these fabulous? All right, give me a second to drink some water. I'm going to let the comments catch up with me. Y'all, you did so good. You did so good. Natalie. I love it. Look at this adorable, adorable seahorse with his bubbles. Don't miss the bubbles. Don't miss the bubbles. We got kelp. We've got a sand dollar down in the side here. We've got some corals and the detail on your seahorse. I love all the different fills that are happening in him. He's got his big old fin coming up the back and over the top, blowing out all these bubbles. I love your use of blue thread and then switching to, it looks like it's probably a white thread that matches the background to fill in with that meander. just letting this little guy steal the show. I think that's brilliant. Love the white thread on your sampler. Love getting to see that on the black squares. That looks so cool, that high contrast. Fabulous job, Natalie. Nicole, I love it, y'all. First of all, Nicole's whole cloth, right? We got so much thread and color happening here. Stunning work, Rockstar. Love this campsite by the mountains. Now, I don't know if you intended for this to look like it's happening somewhere in like Yellowstone or the Grand Tetons, but that's what it looks like to me. Just camping right there on the beach with these big old mountains in the background. But y'all, also don't miss her bold thread color choices on her sampler. She used lots of different color threads, and instead of having different colors of fabric creating these gorgeous diagonal lines, Nicole decided to create this with different thread colors, and it looks so, so good. Well done, Rockstar. Pam, I love this. We've got more ornament shapes happening with incredible fills. The fill work that you did on this is so, so good. And can we talk about your cool folded corners on this border? I don't know that I've ever seen a wood grain border done quite like this, and I'm obsessed. This looks so neat. And the way that you like mitered those edges, creating these different circles, and I was about to say diamonds, but they're not diamonds and they're not ovals, like these oblong shapes, and filling them in so beautifully. Pam, well done. Beautiful sampler as well. We got all the texture going on here. I love it. Well done, Rockstar. Pat, this is so fabulous. I love this central shape. Here's something that I love. I love that the feathers that you did around, you added your own little pizzazz to them, right? We got fancy feathers happening here. Adding those swirls in there, having not just pebbles, but also some swirls mixed into the middle. And then the variety of motifs that you chose to fill in around that central area. And again, those fancy feathers out in the border. Brilliantly done, Pat. Love the fun little candy cane stripe border. Love the texture of your sampler. Well done, Rockstar. Patton, your sea turtle, guys. Y'all. The design choices Patton made here are so incredible. So first there's her sea turtle, right? Like, let's just start with the sea turtle. I love the way that you've created dimensionality on his shell with the combination of these half feathers and using essentially that square spiral shape, except that it's not a square. Fitting it to the shell to create this tortoise shell creation here. And then please note the design choices of the water on the one side, and then this like smoother surface. This could be sand. This could be smoother water behind the wave. We've got some kelp going on underneath. Don't miss his little tail too. It's, Patton, these design choices are absolutely fabulous. You look fabulous with your smile holding it. Love your sea turtle. I love all the texture on your sampler. Make sure you guys lean in and look closely at the way that she created some different shapes in her sampler as well. They look so cool. Well done, Patton. I love it. Patricia, Jen, I hope you're still here. Jen, I hope you're still here, because when I saw this rocket, I was like, oh, where's Jennifer? Jennifer's going to freak because, yeek! Okay, so Patricia, you may not know this. I don't know if you've watched the graduation from last year, but Jennifer also did a rocket for her whole cloth. And I just love that we've continued that. Shooting up into space, we have stars, we have the moon. We've got, I'm assuming this is the surface of the earth. I love the texture that you've created with your border as well. I also really love that it coordinates with your sampler. I'm like in my head really hoping these are going to live in a room together, because they look so perfect together. And the precision on this, again, brilliantly done, Patricia. So love it. Love your choice of thread colors. I know, Jennifer, moon rocket. See, I knew. Rocket star. I love it. Rocket star. So yeah, Jennifer, I thought of you. I knew that you would appreciate this even more than the rest of us. I love it. Patricia, brilliantly done. Peggy, the smile with the wind. So Peggy emailed me. She was like, there was a little bit of wind, but I think it adds so much joy to your beautiful whole cloth here. Guys, we can't fully see it because we've got this a little bit enlarged, but her stitches and her thread color choices are absolutely gorgeous. You can see that as well in her sampler. Look at the texture that Peggy created here. Oh, brilliantly done. Well done, my dear. Phyllis, I love the incorporation of words into so many of these quilts, and this believe. And I think believe, what a strong and poignant word in 2020, especially, of like, let's hold fast to some belief that there's another side of this, right? Believe that we can learn this new thing. Believe that we can survive this difficult year. I love the way that you created this text in the center, this dense quilting around it, and your use of the different motifs heading out to the edge. Really thoughtfully done. I love the shapes that you've created, the different contrasts of shapes, the inclusion of different swirls. Fabulous, fabulous. And again, that classic kind of white on white look for your sampler. It looks so good. Brilliantly, brilliantly done, Phyllis. Pookie! Woo! Okay, so guys, Pookie was very particular about making sure that her photo did not leak before tonight, because how fabulous is this? That she's in her cap and gown. And like, Pookie, I need to give a special shout out to your daughter, since you mentioned that it was her idea, because I think that's just magnificently beautiful. I love your quilting. I love your rainbow, your house, your tree. You've got so many different colors, so many different textures, so many different motifs incorporated here, and it just looks brilliant. Love your sampler. Love that we can see those stitches. Fabulous, fabulous job, Rockstar. Congratulations. Rebecca, are you still here, my dear? It is so late where you are. So guys, it is 5 in the morning where Rebecca is. And I hope she is still here. Rebecca lives in Ireland, and she created this scene of a special place that she has been in Ireland. Rebecca, you're gonna have to remind me exactly where this is, but I love her use of color. I love again, that mixture of free motion quilting into thread painting, kind of blurring those lines, creating different depth and dimensionality in this piece. And then of course her gorgeous sampler, the Irish countryside in the background. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Brilliantly done. So Rebecca, I hope you are still here. I'm going to, give me a second, guys. I'm going to turn off this space heater. Whew, because it is getting roasty. I'm just getting all kinds of excited in here. Fabulous. Sheila, brilliant. Sheila, is this your hubster who's helping you hold your sampler? Because I just love the grins. I love that. Look at this beautiful tree that Sheila has created. She's got different textures going on throughout of the ground, the sky, these big old swirls creating the puffy branches of this tree. Love that wood grain. Wood grain can be a tricky one, so I love to point it out when I see it show up in these final projects. Absolutely magnificent. Rebecca, you are still here, you freaking rock star, up at 2 a.m. Love it. Sheila, I love the two-tone nature of your sampler, and I love your choice to use different thread colors as well. I think that looks super cool. Well done, Rockstar. Sherry is a fellow Georgian. She lives south of me. Sherry, this is bold. I love the way that you did these feathers on your whole cloth. You've got a couple of different types going, different thread colors. You did such a good job creating different densities of texture. Magnificent. And y'all, Sherry's sampler over here. Sherry also has kiddos at home. And I feel like those of us who have kiddos at home, there's just that extra layer of challenge sometimes. So Sherry, I know that has been hard with school and all the things, so I want to recognize that for you. And she did an absolutely gorgeous job creating the sampler as well. Love it. Well done, Rockstar. Stephanie, we got another rock star in the house. Also, Stephanie, I think you won the award for like coolest hair, because like I want my hair to look as cool as your hair. And you have that rock star look going. Love your big old star. Love the different fills that you've incorporated. Love your choice of the contrasting thread and that Papa turquoise binding and this bright, happy turquoise sampler that you created as well. You did a brilliant job. Wonderful, wonderful rock star. Stephanie, love it. Okay, so guys, we got a big old palm tree going on here as well. So get your pina coladas back out. I love your fabric choice and then creating lots of texture on top of it, Stephanie. Absolutely beautiful. I can see McTavishing. I see switchbacks. I see feathers. I see pebbles. You got it all going on there, babe. And I love your sampler as well. Just look at that texture. Y'all, I say it for every single one because it's super important to take a moment and notice the texture on these samplers, because there's a lot of love and a lot of work in these quilts. Sue, so beautiful. Look at these big old flowers. I love the use of both the pink and the green in both your thread and fabric choices. Again, you guys have incorporated so many different motifs into each of these samplers, and a great use of different densities of quilting as well. Sue, absolutely beautiful. Great picture of you holding it. And I love your sampler, that classic white on white, lots of texture going on. Also, I love seeing how many of you guys headed out to the neighborhood tennis court to take your picture. If you are here and you don't know, that's one of my tricks for how I will get pictures of large quilts is I grab my clothespins and I head out to the tennis court to get a photo. So well done. Love it. Susan, that smile says it all. Love this contrasting thread. To me, this looks like kind of a riverbank edge, right? And we've got a tree growing up with little flowers around the roots. And I love that story, right? I love the way that you guys have used your whole cloths to tell stories. And you've done it as Susan has done here with different motifs, different thread colors, different densities of quilting. Beautiful job, Susan. That classic white sampler. Love the blue binding. That looks so crisp and clean. Magnificent stitches on that. We can see your texture. Beautiful work, Rockstar. Susan, this giraffe. So Susan sent me a picture that I wanted to let her work really shine. So I did not include this picture on the slide here. But she sent me a picture of the Giraffe Hotel. And is it in Kenya, Susan? Remind me if you're here. And she sent me this picture literally of a couple's at breakfast, and the giraffe like has its head through the window and it's like helping itself to some salad, right? And I love this look of this little giraffe is like poking his head through, being like, good morning, I'm here and I'm fabulous. And he is. I love it. So much detail, fabulous use of motifs. I love the square spiral kind of Greek chain that you use to create this window frame. So good, Susan. Love the choice of that dark blue for your sampler. Love seeing your smile peeking over all your gorgeous stitches. Beautiful, beautiful job, Susan. And another Susan. Guys, this is very exciting because look at this smile, Susan. This says it all. 50 years, celebrating her 50th anniversary during the Academy, celebrating with this gorgeous quilt. What a special keepsake, Susan. And like, just to in the tiniest way get to be part of your celebration of this huge milestone. Congratulations to both of you guys. Congratulations on your beautiful work. The sampler, so good. So good. Love it. Magnificent work, Rockstar. Suzanne, I love your dream big. I love the way that you filled in these flowers. I love the different textures you've created. I love your use of switchbacks in that center area to really create distinction between the layers. That looks so good. And the texture that you've got going on your sampler here, beautiful, beautiful work, Suzanne. Sylvia, stunning. Look at these feathers, guys. Like, look at the way that she's created these feathers, different shapes. I love it. Brilliant work. Love the use of that lighter thread on a darker fabric and then the lighter binding, tying it all together. And love your contrasting thread on your sampler as well. Gorgeous work, Rockstar. Terry, I love this so much. Another sea turtle. Don't miss it. Kind of towards the upper left-hand corner, we've got this shiny, you can just imagine the light-filled water and this little sea turtle. And again, don't miss the tail. The tail is super cute. And the brain coral down underneath. That's so good. I love the way that you really use this meander to create that brain coral effect. A few other corals growing up as well. What a beautiful scene. Terry, I love the way that you created stripes for your sampler. Love this texture that we're getting to see. Brilliantly done. Well done, Terry. Absolutely love it, Rockstar. Tanya, love the smile. I love the iPhone shadow. That just makes me so happy. You're just grinning right into the sun with this gorgeous sunflower, this gorgeous rainbow. What a hopeful quilt, right? And a really challenging year. What a hopeful quilt, Tanya. I absolutely love it. I love your use of different colors of thread. I love your use of McTavishing in a couple of different ways. And these teeny tiny swirls that you've got, these little spiral chains creating the outer edge of that sunflower center looks so good. That yellow thread on your green sampler. I love it. Brilliant, Rockstar. Trish, the grid, it's so perfect. And your beautiful butterfly here with different colors and different textures. Absolutely stunning. Again, you've incorporated so many different motifs into your quilt. That bright yellow binding, so hopeful. So hopeful. I love these hopeful quilts. And I love the contrast of thread on your sampler. Love the couple of pops of color that you added in. I think that really adds to it. So brilliantly done, Trish. I love it. These are so good, you guys. Victoria, our third turtle of the evening. I love the way that you chose to fill in his shell and fill in his arms. Each of these three turtles have done the texture a little bit differently, and I think that is so fun. Slightly different shapes, these pebbles. I love those pebbles. Love the swirls of the background. I love the jellyfish that's kind of hiding towards the top left there. And of course, you're gorgeous. Gorgeous sampler. Well done, Victoria. You are a rock star. Violet, I love it. I love, guys, look at this fabric she chose. And then look how she used it for this whole cloth, right? This very sunsetty scene. And she very much has that story going. You can see the plants growing up. You can picture the sun setting. But one of my favorite things about this quilt is the way that she's got this pop of continuous curves coming down. And all of a sudden, the thing becomes very modern, right? And how she designed it. Violet, this is absolutely stunning. Love all the texture that's happening on your sampler as well. Brilliant, brilliant work. And Rockstars, with that, please pop the champagne. I present to you the over 90 graduates of the class of fall 2020. Cheers to you, Rockstar. You have earned it. You've earned this pin. You've earned this title, and you've earned this celebration. Cheers, my loves. All the huzzahs for every single one of you. Woohoo! I need like background screaming and cheering right now, guys. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. You have worked so hard, and you have not only done what is, here I go get all misty eyed again. You've not only done what is difficult work anyway, but when we started this class together in the fall, back in August, heading into September, one of the promises I made you was that we would do this hard year together, right? And we've had 3 graduating classes this year. All 3 graduating classes, we've done this hard year together. This last cohort, we knew when we were starting how hard. We knew when we were starting how hard it was going to be, and y'all have risen to the occasion. And I want to give special recognition to each of you who's graduating tonight. You've done incredible work. I also want to recognize our rock stars who were on the journey, right? That right now, the life quilting balance, right? The life is needing more attention. And that's exactly how this class is designed, to let that happen when it needs to happen. But I hope that you are cheering for yourself right now too, because you're going to be graduating in your moment. Right? Your moment is coming. But even right here in this moment, we share this space with you as being on this journey together. Thank you for being part of this journey, for our past graduates who have been cheering, for our future graduates who have been cheering, and for our current graduates tonight that we're celebrating. I am so thankful for each and every one of you. You are incredible. You are what make the Quilting Rockstars, and you are what makes String and Story special. Thank you for being part of this place and this community and this very, very special night. Now, I see all of you cheering for each other here in the comments, and oh, it just makes my heart so happy. Guys, before I let you go this evening, I do just want to take a minute, and for those of you who are here who are not yet part of Free Motion Quilting Academy, right? Maybe you've just met me. Maybe tonight is the first time you're meeting me, right? Maybe this is your first time here with String and Story, and you're going, I want to do that. How do I do that? I want to take just a minute and let you know. So these guys tonight, they have become confident Free Motion Quilting Rockstars, and you can too. Everybody who's watching, hit the heart if you know that your friend who's not yet in the academy but is watching tonight can become a quilting rockstar. All right, you guys hit the hearts for me. Work that hard. So you are invited to the waitlist for Free Motion Quilting Academy. The course that we're celebrating tonight is the Academy. Free Motion Quilting Academy is reopening for enrollment in January. And I want to let you know that you can get on the wait list now to learn over 2 dozen free motion quilting motifs, to practice planning your quilting ahead of time, to take stressful decisions out of the quilting process, and grow from being an anxious beginner quilter to a confident intermediate quilter, just like these folks that we've been celebrating this evening. So if you want to sign up for an adventure like that, guys, especially as we know, we are so looking forward to the start of 2021, right? 2020 has kicked my butt and broken my ankle twice, right? So I'm sure we are looking forward to 2021, right? But we also know that the hard things are not done. The hard things do not magically end on December 31st. And just like this cohort, guys, we've done the hard things together. We're going to continue that as we head into the new year. So Free Motion Quilting Academy will be coming back. Let me just read you. These are some graduates from our last couple of cohorts. Let me just read you these words real quick. Nancy says, your encouraging teaching was the best, and the way you love every motif. This meander is my favorite. These feathers are just the greatest. You'll love these smoky swirls. Your positivity pushes us out of the box of our comfort zones, and we learn to fly. You're always a step ahead of us, so we don't panic or give up. You realize we're all human, and life is just a trip together that we should enjoy as we travel this road. Totally loved it, and the work at your own pace was great. This is from Diane. Diane says, I felt the course fulfilled its promise to help me move to being a confident intermediate free motion quilter. I not only completed the class samples, but I've completed 2 full-size quilts that had languished for years, and I'm working on a 3rd. Holly-Ann was an enthusiastic chief encouragement officer. I've enjoyed the Q&A sessions and social hours, and I had no prior experience with Facebook Live videos, but Diane's a pro at them now, let me tell you. Deborah, don't miss this koi fish that Deborah quilted over here. It's super cool. Deborah says, thanks, Holly-Ann, objective achieved. I have more experience and loads more confidence. I would have liked a PDF set to draw of each motifs, and I'm pleased to report that those of you who are in the Academy now know that Deborah's suggestion was heard. I was so thankful to debut our workbook for this cohort. So going forward, we do have one of those. One more thing that I really appreciated was your awareness that left-handed people work things out differently. You're suggesting alternate approaches, etc. I don't know that we talked about leftiness quite as much in this cohort, but I do always want to take a moment to recognize that as a right dominant quilter, the way I'm going to do things is going to be different than my left dominant quilters. And I try to make sure that we bring that up early on. And Deborah, I'm glad that was an important part of your journey. So guys, as I mentioned, Free Motion Quilting Academy is reopening on January 8th. You can go ahead and get your name on the wait list. Here's the URL. There's also a link in the caption of this video. So stringandstory.com/FMQ Academy. On that page, you'll be able to read all the details. I mean, all the details, right? So I've got everything typed out for you that could possibly answer any questions that have arisen thus far. I've announced the new tuition rates for the course, and you can click the button there to get your name on the wait list. So you'll be the first to know when the course comes back in January. So guys, again, thank you so much for being here with me tonight. Hooray for our rock stars of the fall 2020 cohort. You guys are absolutely magnificent. I'm so thrilled to have been able to celebrate with you here tonight. Let's see. I want to take just a moment and look at some of these comments before we wrap up our time together. I just love seeing all of these congratulations. You guys are such an embodiment of what it means to be rock stars. To be learning how to speak with grace and encouragement to yourself and then letting that overflow to the rock stars around you. Doing this beautiful work, you guys are creative. You are skilled. And I want to put a distinction between those two words, right? Because your creativity and you learning the skill of free motion quilting, those are separate. And yet tonight we saw you put them together in these final projects. And you did such an absolutely magnificent job. Thank you so much for being such a beautiful part of String and Story. I am so excited to see you guys continue with me in Free Motion Quilting Academy if you are not graduating with us tonight. If you are a graduate tonight, I hope that I will see you in the Guild. Friendly reminder, by the way, for my Free Motion Quilting Academy students, enrollment for the Guild closes tonight. So check your email, check the announcements in the Academy Facebook group. But tonight is the last night to join me in the Guild. That will not be reopening until May, April, May, right in there at the end of the next cohort. So just a friendly reminder on that. For those of you who are here who are going, oh my gosh, I want to do this too, do please get on that wait list. I'd be so delighted to see you in January. My dear rock stars, I will see you next week for some, ooh, wait, will I? I will be out of town next week, so we will be back together live in a couple of weeks. I'll keep those announcements coming. In the meanwhile, Go have an extra glass of that champagne and celebrate your magnificent work. Love you all. Have a great evening.